Hey, this is Oscar Taylor Kent, the games editor of Official PlayStation Magazine. I'm joined by my player 2, Ian Dean. Would you like to say hello?
Hello.
And our player 3, Jess Kinghorn, staff writer.
Hello, I am the gooseberry.
Did I say you were an editor, Ian? Did I get that in? Or did I forget?
I didn't say that. I just say, yeah.
We're all here. We're here to talk about the launch games for the PlayStation 5, because it's almost here, and what console launch is complete without a launch lineup? I would say, tell me if I'm out of line here, I feel like this is probably the strongest launch lineup of a PlayStation console. Without the list in front of me, my gut feel.
I would have to second that. Yeah, like I know we did the launch comparison feature ages ago, but launch lineups historically are not A+. Let's put it that way, and this one feels particularly strong.
I feel like it's bringing the heat.
Yeah, I'd say having suffered through all the launches. I say suffered because they're always pretty. They always come as a mixed bag. I'd say this is the strongest. You got your Spiderman Miles Morales, which is your big tentpole broad gamers game. You've got your Demon's Souls, which is your hardcore gamers game.
Yeah, even the first party lineup's pretty strong. To top it off, let's start at the beginning. Astros Playroom, which is a pre-install. You don't even have to download it for free. It's already on the console. It's throwing me back to 16-bit era when you'd used to get a little game on your console that would just load up with no cartridge in. I feel like people are sleeping on Astros Playroom a little bit. It's been said that it's like a multi-hour adventure, and obviously it's very much in the vein of Astrobot Rescue Mission, which you love, Jess.
We gave it an 8 out of 10 in issue 155. Yeah, I was just very charmed by it.
Yeah, I think Astrobot is a cute, cool character, and somehow the platforming in that series is kind of coming into its own a little bit. I mean, Playroom is a tech demo in some respects. Mm-hmm. It's very much about showing you how the DualSense works with the haptic feedback on the controller and the adaptive triggers and stuff. As you walk through the environments like the beach and stuff, you sort of hear the crunch of the sand in the speaker, which is still a thing on the DualSense. And you feel the resistance in the wind and that kind of thing. So I think it's one that shouldn't be overlooked. I think most people will be playing that day one, and I think it's something they get excited about. Am I the only one excited about this?
I just rewatched the trailer and I was like, oh yeah, no, I really liked the sort of in the VR game there was a sense of playful tactility, and I still got that from the PS5 trailer, and obviously there's bits where little Astro is pulling on stuff, and it's the adaptive triggers on the DualSense are going to be a big part of that game. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be delightful and cute and fun and fluffy.
And we like a freebie, right? We like a day one freebie where we can just get stuck into without really having to leave a house and track down a game.
Can't complain.
So is Astro going to be the new mascot for PS5? Is that where it's heading?
I mean, you could argue that Astro's been a bit of a mascot for a while now.
Yeah, it's nice that it felt organic. It wasn't a forced mascot. It wasn't Sony looking for one. It just kind of came out of nowhere, and people loved the character, and now we've got its own game. So it's kind of fun.
And in Playroom, there's a lot of references to PlayStation as well. There's one bit where you collect a PS3, and there's another bit with the rubber ducks from the tech demo in PS3. So he's not just a bland character in a bland world. There's a lot of fun references.
And is this a replacement for Knack 3, Oscar?
Well, they got to spend more time on Knack 3. Take all the time they need. I'm not pushing them for a launch game. 2-3 years down the line, when they fully know the capabilities of PlayStation 5, that's when you get Knack 3.
Yeah, they've got to
You'll be able to feel him.
Got to really sharpen those pointy Knack nipples.
Yeah, you'll be able to feel them in your hands.
No, you made it so much worse.
So I feel like a natural next point from talking through this launch lineup, first party, is Sac Boy, because I feel like Astros Playroom and Sac Boy are filling similar platforming holes.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sac Boy's cross-gen PS4 as well.
Yeah.
Jess, you've more about this than I do. This one.
Yes, but at the moment we don't have masses of details on this one, really. Kind of swapping out the creative play of like Little Big Planet for something that's more traditionally like platform focused. You can either play alone or with up to 3 other friends, so it's like 4-player co-op. You know, you need to save Craft World. It's in peril, and how is it in peril? From the villainous Vex and his, dastardly topsy-turver device. It looks really it looks like it's going to be good fun. It looks like it's strikes that balance between being engaging whether you're playing alone or with chums, and again there's that like lovely like textile feel to the whole world. It all feels very like crafted and handmade, and that's always been a compelling thing about Sac Boy.
What do we think about this not being Little Big Planet 4? Because there's an obvious, very conscious decision.
I feel that Media Molecule has dreams, and I'm kind of okay with no Little Big Planet 4 at this point.
They already handed the keys over to Sumo, who are working on Sac Boy with Little Big Planet 3. And to be honest, I wasn't really into Little Big Planet 3. I felt like Little Big Planet was a PS3 thing, and I was kind of over it by the time Little Big Planet 3 came out. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way. So I'm kind of more interested in this as a Sac Boy adventure, curiously enough, than a full-blown Little Big Planet game.
No, I think it's time to move on. Like Jess says, you got Dreams if you want to have that creator kind of experience. Dreams is better, I think, than anything Little Big Planet ever did. You can make Little Big Planet inside Dreams if that's
that's how good it is.
If that's what you want. And I think it's been a long time since we've had an original new 3D platforming adventure. That's its own thing.
It's nice to see Sony kind of jumping back into that kind of thing themselves as well.
There's a bit of a renaissance, just going off message slightly, I guess, because you've got the new Crash 4 coming out, and you've got Balan Wonderland next year. So it feels like that's happening again. We're getting those games.
It's one of those kind of things where, I mean, across the board, going off of launch lineup, like the PlayStation lineup is very colorful. Like there's a good mix between fun, vibrant family adventures and kind of more blockbuster cinematic stuff. Like nothing about PlayStation's upcoming lineup really feels generic. And I think with platformers as well, like there's a big hunger for that kind of stuff that was maybe more prevalent around sort of PS1, PS2 era.
Yeah.
And people have missed it. Because there's still a lot of the same player base now, and also then new people coming in who didn't really get a chance for that original platformer renaissance, and then discovering some of these classics via Spyro, Crash, Insane Trilogy, and then these new ones. Crash 4 is shaping up to be great. I mean, it will have been great by the time this video is out, because we're recording this in advance. It's probably going to be a good one.
We hope so.
But yeah, finishing off the first party launch lineup, big hitters. I'm very excited. You can tell in my voice. Demon Souls.
Yeah, you went out of your gourd at that trailer. You were like, look how good it looks. Oh my God.
It's one of those things where basically I was already up for whatever Blue Point were doing.
Yeah.
There was rumors that it was going to be this, and I was like, hell yes. Then there was the first screenshots, and people were a bit unsure about how they were taking the remaster. But the latest demo preview, where you got to see the beginning of the game and then loads of extra areas. Like, first point, they took some of the original criticism on board, and they have tweaked stuff to more closely resemble the original a little bit. So what we saw before was early footage, but also just this game looks incredible. Like, this is pure blood PS5. You know, this is developed for PS5. It looks great. The combat looks like it's still Demon Souls, but it just looks great. Like it's one of those things where I was watching it and I was like, this is what PS5 looks like. Like visually, this game, I can't comprehend that I will be playing this game within like a couple months. That's how I felt during the state of play. I don't know what your history is with Demon Souls, but for me, it was my introduction to the Soulsborne series. It was way too hard, but I'm looking forward to everyone playing it again at once, hopping onto online, playing with friends, playing with randoms.
I mean, I've played all of From Software's games, and I'm bad at all of them.
You gotta get involved in them.
So I watched that trailer, and I couldn't believe how easily that guy was going through those enemies with one hits and all sorts. It's like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Like there was some kind of demo mode on for sure, and otherwise it's bonkers. But yeah, like. That game just looks visually amazing. Like, there's so much more life to like every corridor. It's the best looking From Software game there is. Though I guess it's kind of a Blue Point game.
Yeah.
More so.
Yeah, like I wasn't completely sold until I saw like a PS3 comparison with the PS5 footage, and I was like, oh yeah, there's quite a big step up. Yeah, my memory is a bit. It's like a fog door. I was able to go through the fog door and actually see the potential of this port.
Oh, the fog looks great. The fog looks great as well. I like that the fog is still there, but it's not really masking loads anymore. You just kind of like instantly go through. Because fog is present in the Dark Souls series as well, but in Demon Souls, the fog is very important to the lore of the game. The old ones spreading the fog.
So what came first, the lore or the PS3's lack of rendering power?
Let's not get into it, guys.
It's beautiful happenstance, but I like that it's still there. And
it feels like this game is built for the SSD, doesn't it? It feels like someone like me is going to just be able to jump straight back in within like a second of loading.
Yeah, having not played it yet at time of recording, I'm really interested in how the DualSense will actually feel in hand, because there's a lot to the combat in the Souls series. A lot of it is kind of feel, and you're being kind of cautious. You're striking, you're stepping back, you got your shield. I'm interested in how that will kind of feel mechanically when you're playing with the DualSense stuff. Like they've said you'll be able to feel like parries and that kind of thing. So it might kind of help you instinctually be better at combat by just feeling the way that the fight is going in your hands. I'm really interested in how the DualSense will.
What I'm most interested in, sorry to kind of cut you off there, but what I'm most interested in is obviously, as any Demon Souls fan will know, is that obviously the PS3 servers have been down for some time, and you cannot play the original Demon Souls with chums or randos. You have to play it alone if you do want to dust off your PS3 and check it out. And what I'm really interested to see is that the people who love Demon Souls on PS3, whether they're kind of like, oh, this is great, but it's a fundamentally different game, or, oh, this is, they've done such a good job here, I feel a little less cut up, that I cannot have the authentic Demon Souls experience on PS3 anymore. Like, whether they think like, oh, it's too different to be like a proper active preservation, or it's like, nah, this is great.
It looks very mechanically close, and I think it will be in the final product, given Blue Point, with what they did with Shadow of the Colossus. Maybe the control scheme will be a bit different, but it looks like even the rolling might be a little bit like stiff, like it was in the original. So I'm curious where they find the middle ground, also in terms of like your mana, your spell juice, and your healing items and stuff like that, which has been a little bit criticized with the original. But, Anyway, before I talk for an hour,
before we both talk about Soulsborne-y,
the final biggie is obviously Spiderman Miles Morales, which is cross-gen as well, but they've said that it's developed primarily for PS5, and then they've kind of like stripped stuff back for the PS4 version. I think it's cool that everyone gets a chance to play it. I'm desperate to play it on PS5, but like I'd be desperate to play it no matter what if I couldn't have a PS5, so I think that's cool. This game looks great. It's like a smaller, more sort of Lost Legacy-esque length, apparently. Like, we don't know exactly how big it is. Stuff we've seen is quite focused in Harlem, so maybe it'll be more of a section of the city. Not 100% sure. Set at Christmas. You're playing as Miles Morales. What do you guys think?
I love the Christmas setting. And you know they've probably chosen that because it's going to just showcase the ray tracing, because you got the ice and you got the snow and you got the water reflections, and you got all those great particle effects. They've definitely gone to town on a game that is going to showcase the power of PS5, I think, at launch.
And I think for those concerned that it would just be like an infamous First Light, like it seems like it's bigger than that, but also the gameplay mechanics, like I've kind of dived a bit deeper into how Miles actually plays. He does feel distinct from Peter. Like, he still has some of the same zippy web zip powers and stuff, because obviously he's trained by Peter, but in terms of his Venom Blast ability, like I think that's just going to feel so much different. Like he's got all these AoE attacks, like he's like stunning enemies, he's like hitting them up in the air and then they just kind of hover electrocuted and you dash between them, and then he's also got the stealth that he can pop just like at any point, and it's got like a little cooldown. He can kind of like outflank enemies who get confused and like stun them and stuff. So I think that's great, because obviously I'm a big Miles Morales fan. I've been reading his comics since day one. When he was introduced, he obviously had a different suite of powers, and I think that's not always obvious to people who aren't like spider heads like me. It's not always like obvious to people looking in. They're like,
Demon Souls remaster, the spider head.
Yeah, no, he's not just like another Spider-Man. He has a very distinct playstyle and distinct relationships as well, which also comes across. You've got Gankei in there, his best friend who knows his secret, and his mum is running for mayor office, senator office, or some kind of American politics thing I don't know about. All gorgeous, all great looking.
It'd be interesting. That we've only seen one villain so far. I think one villain. Be interesting to see if they. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what else goes in there, because obviously the first game had a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to see how they tie it all into the first game and what might come next, because it feels like Sony's building a proper Spider-Man universe here, and it could be a game you need to play, because there could be some really cool stuff happening that could link it all up, but we don't know.
Yeah, and if you buy the Ultimate Edition of Spider-Man Miles Morales, or you upgrade to the Ultimate Edition, you get the Spider-Man Remastered as well, which is another chance to play through the original game, all the DLC, some extra costumes, extra trophies, brand new assets. Like it's a proper remaster. It's not just like a booster mode version of the original.
Yeah, it's not just an upgrade, yeah.
Which I'm definitely going to play again, because that game was great. Insomniac killing it.
Yeah, I didn't realise I wanted to replay Marvel Spider-Man so much until I realised it was a full remake with new assets, and all of a sudden I kind of feel like I need to play that before I jump into Miles Morales.
Pretty substantial. Yeah, you probably want to play the DLC as well, because there's some good Miles content in the DLC if you missed that. So yeah, if you're listening, you've not played the DLC, you don't have to, but you might want to consider it. But also, I guess if you wait, then you can play the DLC in the remastered version. So we're going to kind of cool off there, because we've spoken through the first party launch games. Yep. There's a heap of others as well. You got Godfall, obviously, is the big one, which is kind of a looter slasher. You got Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, which adds in like turbo mode, the loads of enemies on the screen mode, Legendary Dark Knight mode, and Virgil. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, obviously. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which is only a launch game in the UK because those cheeky Americans get the console a little bit early. So Black Ops Cold War is November 13th over there, but we get it at the same time as the console. Maneater, which is a surprisingly deep shark RPG, which I loved. If you want to be a shark, play that. Fortnite, obviously. I'm not 100% sure how it's taking advantage of PS5, but it is a PS5 bespoke version available at launch. And then NBA 2K21 as well. So there's like quite a few launch games, and I'm pretty happy with the launch lineup. I mean, Demon's Souls and Spider-Man Miles Morales, I was going to be happy at that point. I don't need anything else.
Yeah, the heavy hitters.
I'm a little bit disappointed. I was hoping Gran Turismo would be out. It's not at launch. They should take their time. I'd love to see that one make launch window, because I feel like PlayStation fans spend a lot of time waiting for Gran Turismo. And I don't... you want it more like the GT Sport model, where it's constantly updated, I think. You want a good base game, and then you want more content coming for the whole of PS5, and that's what I'm hoping they hit.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're aiming for. I thought I was quite surprised it's not coming out for launch, because it was one of the first games. GT Sport was one of the first games to be shown running on PS5 tech, and it was developed with PS5 in mind. What I would love to see would be like a Gran Turismo concept style day one free download, where we can just play a track, race online with friends, and just get a taste of what's coming.
Yeah, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart has also been teased as a launch window game, so there's plenty to come as well. It's not like putting out everything they have straight away and then calling it for a year.
Let's not forget 2021. If that's going to happen, then 2021 you're going to get Ratchet, Horizon Forbidden West, and God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, God of War Ragnarok.
So, I mean, 2021 looks incredible for a year of PlayStation 5 games.
Yeah, I mean, strong IP, strong developers that they've, got first party and they've fostered over a very long term. Insomniac are really carrying it, considering that they were only acquired, 2018, 2019? But long-time partners of PlayStation, so it felt like a very natural fit. This launch line is great. I can't wait.
I thought the Fortnite thing is kind of interesting because obviously they had a falling out with Apple. And Epic have been working with Sony on PS5 on the Unreal Engine 5 for next year.
Close, yeah.
So it feels like Sony and Epic are really gonna get in chummy.
They're tight.
And that's what you want.
Cool. Well, yeah, everyone watching, if you're looking forward to it, let us know what you're looking forward to playing, like day one. Like, what are you getting? I'd be keen to know. For me, I'm going to play Astros first, then Demon's Souls ASAP. What about you two? What are you playing first?
I'm going straight into Miles Morales. That's if I have time to play through Marvel Spider-Man first, but I might just jump straight into Miles Morales. Maybe I might give Demon's Souls another go. I might jump back in again and see if I can play it now. Outside of that, if we're looking at third parties, Godfall I think is possibly one I'm going to keep an eye on.
Great, Jess. What about you?
Yeah, like obviously it seems silly not to try the game that's preloaded on PS5 first. I'm sure that's going to be a lovely, dipping my toe into that one of Astros Playroom. I'm also quite taken with the Demon's Souls remaster. I will probably get very frustrated with it and put it to one side before too long. But for some reason, I spent like 45 hours with Code Vein, so there's, I might be able to get through this one. I don't know why. I don't have a good answer why I spent so long with that game. It's not very good, even as like a Soulsborne-y type game. It's not very good, but Demon's Souls is a very good Souls. We all make our choices. It was the anime vampires. I couldn't say no. Anyways, but Demon's Souls. There's a reason it's so enduring. Maybe I'll get on better with this one. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition looks very tempting, especially with all the new bits and bobs. Even though we've already played that game once already, I'm kind of like really excited for the next gen upgrade.
Sounds like you got a lot on your plate.
Yeah, no, I keep looking and I'm like, and I might try that. And before I get too overwhelmed, I will probably stop there.
Yeah, well, yeah, thanks both of you for joining me to talk about the launch games for PS5. And thanks everyone for watching, Hope you all have a good PS5 launch period.
Yeah. A happy, safe gaming day.
Cheers.
Bye.